Hey guys, we're here with Tales from the Film Set, and we are live. Actually, technically, we're pre-recorded,
Recorded.
but we're here, and we'll be posting very soon to a channel near you. And I'm with my fellow co-host Davion Pussy, and we have not been on all year long. I know, jokes, but it only works once a year to each person. So we haven't seen you all year either. So comment during the stream. Let us know what things you want to see this coming up year, and let us know. So we are going to turn it to Davion, and we are going to talk about a couple premieres that Day has done. One being last year, and one that he did recently, and we'll do some cash or trash and some different segments. So stay tuned. Okay, turning it to you, Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Davion Bussy, the most of the host, the one, the main man of all films, and also film producer and actor. Yeah, that's not me. That's Rob. But anyway, last year I had the opportunity.
Hold on, Day. Hold on. We can edit this. Hold on. I'm trying to. How do I switch to you? Sorry, guys. Let's see. Maybe me go here. Me go here. You go big box. Why can't I make you big box? No. Yeah. Okay, now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your other co-host Davion Bussy. I will have to say last year I had the privilege and the opportunity to see a Quentin Tarantino film called Quentin Tarantino's film Kill Bill, A Whole Bloody Affair. I really have to say the editing on this film, because they combined 1 and 2 together, was very done awesome, phenomenal. The editing, also the animation, the additional animation that was added to the film was done very well. I love the film. I'm a huge Kill Bill fan. Having them combined it into a whole setup like they did was amazing. We did get intermission, ladies and gentlemen, like a 15-minute intermission. There is an end credit scene at the very end of the film. Some people will like it, others won't. I fall into the ones that didn't like the end credit scene. But it is a must go see, especially if you're a fan of Kill Bill. So check out Kill Bill, A Bloody Affair. Probably going to come out on DVD. Well, soon. Okay, and
What did you rate it?
If I would have rated, because I'm a huge Kill Bill, I'm going to be biased. Probably a 9.6. 9.6 on the Tales from the Film Set. I really enjoyed it. I didn't fall asleep. It wasn't boring. It's just, if you're a fan of Kill Bill, you're going to enjoy it. God's honest truth. A Scout's honor.
And now you have another movie to talk about.
Well, it's not a movie.
Show.
It's not a movie. It was pretty much the finale for oh God. It was the finale for Stranger Things. But I had the privilege to see it at the Paris Theater. It was phenomenal watching it at the theater in Paris, in the Paris Theater. It's more of those historic theaters. The show itself is phenomenal. But being able to see the finale in the theater was even more phenomenal. It actually got its blessings, and Oh yeah, they gave out free stuff. They gave out posters and shirts and some other things. I didn't get. I did get the shirt, but I gave it to a true fan because I am a fan of Stranger. Well, I'm not truly a fan of Stranger Things series, but I gave it to a person that truly is a fan and a person that would appreciate it, and I made sure they got it. But overall, the finale was amazing. There's a lot of moments where you choked up and cried. I didn't cry, but there was choked up moments. But at the end of the day, it was satisfying. So definitely Stranger Things on Netflix. You can always watch it on Netflix. Check it out. One of the greatest series on Netflix ever made. Other than that, back to you, Rob.
Well, my opinion is that you're wrong.
Okay.
It is not the greatest series on Netflix, but it's okay that you have that opinion. Because we can have different opinions and still move on. Because the greatest series on Netflix was You. And I don't mean Davion. I mean the show You.
Why you keep saying you?
About Joe Goldberg. And that's a really good show. I'll be honest, I've never seen Stranger Things, and I probably never will. So
you'll like it. Think of the Goonies.
I know what it's about. I'm just not interested.
All right.
But I will say, I've been told that the Broadway musical in New York City for the Stranger Things is actually good. And what's cool is one of the actresses that's in it is the actress from Harry Potter that played Myrtle Mooney.
Right.
She is in the Broadway show. So I thought that was cool. No, I did not go see the Broadway show, but my friends did when we were in New York last year, which is weird to say last year, but it was last year. And feels like it was just last week.
Oh.
No, but yeah, so go see the musical. It is I've been told, like I said, haven't seen it, but I've been told it's a backstory.
It's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel. It's an origin of Victim is how you say his name, or Victor.
Henry. I think it's Henry. If I'm
I
not
thought it was the Demogorgon guy.
Huh?
Is his name Henry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just lets you know what I know about the show. But I will say, speaking of Stranger Things, the cast are really nice, most of them. I have met Dustin, and I've also met Lucas. We've met them at Comic-Cons, or I have. So that is my experience. Oh, I also met Bob, which is Sean Astin. And I think that's it for now that I've met. But the cast, the kids are really nice for the most part.
Oh, yeah. I met Millie Bobby. I met her before, but I met her when she was a kid.
I'm sorry.
Why are you saying sorry?
Because she is not the nicest to her fans. At least she wasn't last year at New York Comic Con.
What happened?
She was not personal to her fans at all. There are little kids that came to meet her, didn't even look at them, signed the item, and said next, basically. Didn't have no conversations, and that has been multiple complaints at recent conventions that she has been at.
Wow.
So now I will say you'll see something that she did recently where she went to the theaters. That's I asked Day when we were off camera. I asked him if he was at the theater that she was at, because she did make an appearance recently, and I really, from what I just said, I really think she just did that as a publicity stunt to try to get her image a little better than it was. But yeah, so from what I've seen, I would not waste money to go see her just because of, one, she'll only sign with a black Sharpie, too, and her autograph's pretty expensive, so it kind of sucks if you go get your Funko Pop signed in black Sharpie and you paid like $200, because black's hard to see on Funkos, and especially Sharpie. Now, if it was paint pen, that'd be a different story, but as a collector, I know that, we want like blue Sharpie paint pens or just different colors that pop out.
Right.
Now if it was a free autograph, that'd be one thing. You can't be beggars can't be choosers. If you were at a premiere and they sign with black and they don't sign with your color, that's a different story because it's a free autograph. But if I'm paying $200 per autograph and she's got like 10 different pops that everybody wants signed because there's completists, that made a lot of people mad. So, anyways, we'll move on from that. That this may or may not stay in this recording, and I'll let Scott decide that. Which hopefully our fearless leader will eventually join us today, and he'll probably edit that part out too, and that's okay because I know him. All right,
We know him.
we know him.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, as I met Scott for the first time in person. I unfortunately did not get to meet Davion in person, but next time we'll plan a little better. The biggest regret that I have is I didn't get to go to the comic book men's store, so I hope to do that next time because it's only an hour away. So I want to do that next time.
Oh yeah, where you were
from Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you're the one, and I'm calling you out on the stream. That's probably gonna get cut. But you're the one that said it was like multiple hours away from Manhattan, and it's only an hour, if not less.
If you take the boat over.
Oh, according to the no, actually, it said for driving.
Yeah, if you do you really want to drive? Because I took the train.
I would have took the. I was gonna have Scott take me, which we were gonna go. He was gonna take me, but we didn't go because it snowed on Friday. And roads were not good to drive on, so we did not do that. And I stayed in New York until about midnight, where I had to go back to New Jersey because that's where my hotel was. But I went and saw All Out, a Broadway play, where I met Ben Shorts and I met Jim Gaffigan. And I know we talked on this last week, but I'm just mentioning it again because that was really cool. And Sonic was really cool meeting Ben Shorts because if you did have a paint pen to sign, like somebody brought a Sonic Funko, he took the paint pen in blue and signed the item. That came out really good. I got to see it in person. And then he signed my Sonic print with no problem that I picked up in New York. That was for my friend, which I wish I would have picked up the other cool Sonic print that was there. And I didn't know that Sonic was in town. And so, but at least got to meet him for free because he is doing conventions right now. But it's cooler when you get to meet them and you don't have to pay for their auto. That was a cool experience. So, anyways, we're going to go on. The great thing is I love editing. We are going to go on to Cash or Trash. So, we've got 4 movies. We've got Primate. So, Primate's a pretty interesting movie. It's about this family that raises this monkey.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of it, they raise it, and then when it gets older, it becomes evil. And
wrong.
It is evil.
Nope.
Yes, when you go to unalive people, that's an evil monkey.
But you didn't read the synopsis of it.
Okay, come on, Day.
So pretty much, the monkey contracted rabies,
which made it an evil monkey.
Yeah, but you got to add that.
I don't need to add rabies because I can go look at the synopsis if they want to look at the synopsis.
But you want to
Primate. But anyways, so and then it's basically this movie where the humans are stuck in their house and they get hunted by the monkey.
Well, a group of females are stuck in a house.
Yes, humans.
Wow.
Okay, Dave, tell the entire plot.
Like it's no brainer. It's just on they showed the trailer multiple times.
Yes, and I wanted to say humans because I didn't want to give it away. If you want to see the trailer, go watch the trailer. It's called Primates. I'm gonna say I don't really know what the budget is, and we're gonna do Cash or Trash a little different. We're just gonna say if we think it'll do good or not. Normally, January movies don't do good,
right?
Because normally people don't go to the movies in January because they spend a lot of money during Christmas, so they're usually like broke. I don't know. It is a horror movie. It's interesting they put it in January because it seems like a weird time to put a horror movie, and we have 2 horror movies this month, which is kind of odd. I personally not gonna go see this, but I'm also not a horror person. But I don't personally think it's worth my time. So I would personally say trash without even knowing the budget. And I could be wrong, but just from what I've seen of it, I'm gonna say trash. What do you say, Dave?
January films don't really do good.
Now I will say if there ends up being like a $5 million budget, if it's a low budget, then I would say cash. But when I say it's going to be trash, I'm thinking it costed at least $50 million. Nowadays, I mean they don't do it like Terrifier does and can only spend $1 million and make $70 million. You know, so I realistically think they spent too much money. Probably, I know that's me not knowing, but I'm going to say they probably spent $50 million. And if they spend $50 million, there's no way this is going to make $100 million. So that's my opinion.
Rob and his opinions.
Yes,
but
their primental opinions.
But overall, January, like Rob said, is not a good year. I mean, not a good time to basically put out films.
And there's 4.
And it's 4. But I am intrigued. I'm not going to say I'm not intrigued with Primate. Primate is very intriguing. You're curious about the whole setup of how things are going to interact or go. So this is hard because I really think it may be cash to a certain extent, but I'm going with cash. Since Rob want to go trash, I'm going to go with cash. Only because I'm intrigued. Rob?
I'm still here.
Okay. But now...
Oh, that's right. You can hear me. I just can't see me.
So
no,
we're going to go to the other film, which is...
I was trying to... Hold on. I was trying to find a budget, and there is no budget. So I don't know what the budget of this movie is. So if we can... If it's a low enough budget, I would say, like I said, no more than 10 million, because I just don't see this movie making more than... I don't even see it really making 20 million. I mean, it could make it overseas, because we've been seeing that a lot lately.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong.
There are a lot of movies that should have not made what it made last year. They made, like, the number 1 movie of last year was a Chinese movie. You know, with $2 billion. And that was all contributed almost over there, not really much over here. That is the number 1 movie last year, was a Chinese movie. Because number 2 was the second, I think number 2 was Stitch or something like that. Or something like that. We went over top 10 last week when we were live, and we missed you. You were not there. But we looked at top 10, and yeah, it was that whatever that Chinese cartoon was that they made everybody watch. But anyways, so overseas would be the only thing I think would help this movie. I don't really see much people going to go see a movie like this, but I could be wrong. But they saying cash, and I said trash. So that is our rate. Now, next movie is going to be a movie that I think came out too soon. The movie, this has been a long series, but the first part of this is like technically I would say a part 2, because it's a lot of the same actors. So it would be a sequel, even though they're all part of the same universe. But we're talking about 28 years later, A Bone Temple. And the first part of this, just called 28 Years Later, came out in June of last year. And the fact that they moved it to, no offense, but the fact that they put the second part in January almost makes me think that either one, there wasn't much budget for it. 2, now I will say the first part did make cash.
Right.
But when you put a movie in June, and people are off work, I could see it making cash, but it did make cash. I will note that because the budget was $60 million and it made $150 million. I think it almost made enough to cover this movie or something like that for them to release it in January. I don't know where the logic to release this movie in January when your movie was successful in June. It should have been released kind of like what Wicked did. You know, a lot of movies when they come out a year later, not literally, 7 months later. I don't think that was smart. And like we've had comments in our session that said, really? Another 28 years later that fast?
All right, so pretty much this is more of a, I think more of a prequel. Not a prequel, but
it's a sequel from the one that just came out in June.
Yeah, but it has connections to how the virus started.
Right, but for it to come out this early and not even a year later, and the fact that they're putting it in January, like we said, January is not a good month for movies. It's just not. And you still got movies that are cooking from December, like the SpongeBob movie. Go see that today. That was good. For a SpongeBob movie, that was really good. There's only one problem I had with that movie, and if we get an interview with Mr. Tom Kenny again about that movie, I'm going to ask him because there's one thing that really confused me, and I'm not going to give spoilers, but it's got to do something with the main character that's in it. But that's all I'm going to say. But go see it. Any OG SpongeBob fans are going to have the same exact question that I had. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. This is hard to say if it's going to be cash or trash. If it kept to the same 60 million, it's possible it could be cash, but I really think because of the fact that it's January, I'm going to say trash. I'm going to say trash because I just don't think it has hope. I mean, in theory, all the people that went and saw the first part are going to go see the second part, but not if they don't have money. I mean, June's a better month to have money than literally January, but that's just my opinion. What do you think, Day?
It has a good fan base, so depending on the budget of this film,
well, let's just say it's 60 million again, because I don't see this costing any much because of the fact that they were able to turn it over so fast. That means they probably filmed them back to back. That's what I'm thinking they did. They probably filmed them back to back. And the fact that they were already able to roll it over less than a year later, let's just say the budget's 60 million. What are you saying?
Oh, you're right about because it's January. I'm going to say trash.
Yeah, I don't think it has potential making $120 million. If we're assuming the budget's 60, which I don't know why because if the first one cost 60, the second one probably costed the exact same. That's just my idea. You have almost the same actors. You're going to be doing the same thing almost. So
I'm going to say this. I really think mostly all these 4 films may get hit with the trash.
I don't know. There's one I'm excited for that I'm going automatically cash, and that's our next one. I'm excited for this. And this is called Mercy. I'm excited for this because this is it's finally in a way a new idea. Unless and Day can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not many movies that I think of that deal with. I mean, yeah, you got movies like Total Recall and stuff like that, but this movie. So the plot of this movie is Chris Pratt, is a developer, and he creates this system where we don't need a justice system anymore, or at least a human justice system. It is an AI system that basically you have 90 minutes to prove if you're innocent or why you're innocent. You can use any phone, any cameras, basically any device you can use. Basically, you're using AI. You can go on any device, and you got to prove the AI why you're innocent. Well, in this movie, Chris Pratt's character, supposedly, he unalived his wife. So he has 90 minutes. And so the system's like, kind of backfiring on him because he's in this chair and they put a chip in your head, and if you don't in 90 minutes prove that you're innocent, you're you're unalived. So Chris Pratt has 90 minutes to prove why he did not unalive his wife. Did I basically explain that pretty good?
Yeah, but it reminds me of Minority Report.
Okay, I haven't seen Minority. I know of it, but I haven't seen Minority Report. Is that the same thing?
Similar type of, in a justice system, they basically get people before they
AI?
commit. Yeah, it's like before they commit a crime. And Tom Cruise is in it.
Oh, did Chris Pratt steal Tom Cruise's idea?
It's
the world will only know. I will have to go watch Minority Report, and I will report back. And then
because something like this, it's hard because once you explained it, it reminded me of Minority Report.
Which a lot of people were a fan of Minority Report, so they may go see this. But I think it's relevant because of the development of AI and how scary AI is getting.
So it's right
So
now.
this could be a legit possibility that this could happen. I hope it never does, but you never know. I mean,
because let me explain something to people about AI. AI is in its early stages right now. And so far, we have a bunch of people that's utilizing AI in the wrong way. And even in the artistic aspect of making movies, I use ChatGPT as a brainstorming mechanism or something to help me brainstorm so it can.
Which is not good. I do the same, so I'm not being hypocritical, but it is not good that we are using AI to get ideas.
Yeah and no. Depending on the idea of a film. It's not like, it depends on how you use it.
Yeah.
Are you using it in a way where you letting all the AI do the work? Or are you using it as a helping mechanism so you're brainstorming and it gives good ideas?
Like I said, it's good and bad. I've used it too. I mean, I helped it plan my New York trip, but I'm not saying that's good. But I mean, yes, there are benefits to it, but it is scary too because of what you could type something real quickly and it's got an entire thing for you in a matter of seconds. That's scary. To me, that is scary that a system can process something. I could say the most randomest thing and it has a response for me within seconds. That to me is a scary thing. And the fact that we have that in 2025, which I know we're in 2026 now, but we had that in 2025, it because that's when people started using ChatGPT more, was last year. I'm not saying people haven't been using it, but I only heard of it since last year. Not saying it wasn't around before then. I don't know when it officially came out, but it got really popular since last year. And the fact that it can already do that, what can it do in 5 years? And that's why I said this movie, which I am excited to see. I'm finally happy that Chris Pratt's not in a cartoon movie, which that's another movie we'll talk about later on. So I don't know. This movie, I'm gonna say cash. I'm gonna go see it. But you're right. I'll have to go see Minority Report, but that almost is scary. That basically, if I go rewatch that, it's basically you're probably right. I think you're right that it's basically the plot of this movie, which could hurt it, but it could also help it. I don't know. So yeah. So I'm gonna say cash. What does Day say? Because yeah, you may be right on that about Minority Report. I'd like to see what the differences are between the two movies. I will have to actually go watch that and see if there's a difference.
You know what? I'm going to save my answer to be continued.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yes, I can. Because you want to know why?
Why?
Because you haven't seen Minority Report.
Yeah, but you gotta say cash or trash. You can't depend on what I say.
No, because at this moment, I saw the trailer of the film, but I also saw Minority Report. I don't know if there's any correlation to
Well,
that.
you've seen Minority Report, so you should be able to know.
Not really, because I haven't seen Mercy.
But
So
you've seen the trailer. I haven't seen Mercy either. That was
yeah,
all in the trailer.
yeah, but the thing about it is, even though with Mercy, you don't know if this is a prequel to Minority Report.
Well, we will have to find that out.
Exactly.
I don't think so, because they would have advertised that.
Not really. They
Yeah,
could
no. If
no,
this was
because there's been
hold on.
movies.
No, if this was a prequel to Minority Report, they would be heavily advertised. Yes, they would. They would be heavily I'll bet you $20 that they would be advertising. Yes, they would, Dave. Because think about it.
There's been movies.
What movie? What movie?
I do remember it was a movie.
Okay, what?
That they didn't mention it was a sequel or prequel to.
Which movie?
And then later on, we figured it out when we saw the movie that we was like, yo.
What movie?
I forgot the name of the movie, but it was
the only movie I think you're talking about is probably Split.
No.
Because Split wasn't advertised that the other movie was connected until the third
it
one.
wasn't Split. It was something else.
What I'm saying is you didn't know that Split was in the same universe as Samuel Jackson.
Yes, I did.
It wasn't explained in the Split that it was in.
It was in the context clues. And he's had to say it was in the context.
Just saying, they never advertised it. But no, I'm just saying there's not any movies I can think of that they've done that and then later on. So no, for this movie to be successful, they would literally go on the Tom Cruise saying this is a prequel to that. Yes, they would. So I don't think your theory is right, but I will personally go look it up after this recording, and we will find out.
I'm not trying to
just saying.
Mind blown.
You do have a phone in front of you. You could technically look up Minority Report is Mercy a prequel to Minority Report, or vice versa?
Mercy a prequel to Minority Report?
No, Mercy isn't a prequel to Minority Report, but it's inspired by its themes. It features an AI judge and a system like pre-crime, where a detective must prove his innocence. The director of the original Minority Report is also involved, making it a spiritual successor.
Okay, so it's basically stealing the same plot. Okay, yes. So installed the plot. Good job. So yes, we're just changing actors with the same movie. You guys just heard the AI tell us about the AI movie, which is hilarious. I'm happy we have that on recording.
And it basically proved my point
that they're not connected, but it is the same director.
Yeah.
So basically the same director said, hey, Minority Report was successful, so I'm going to make the same movie with another successful actor, Chris Pratt, and see how it does. So that is called what we call milking the cow. Kind of like a hot take. Avatar 3.
Facts.
Avatar 3 is basically Avatar 1, and I will say that, and that's why I have not done a movie review, because I did go see that in theaters. I also fell asleep. It's a 3-hour freaking movie. I understand the first 2 were 3 hours as well, I think, but still, I fell asleep because it's the same exact plot. They have the same villain in all 3 movies. It's the same villain. I'm sorry. You keep milking the cow, and there's supposed to be a 4th one. I'm not going to go see the 4th one. I will not support the 4th one because I did not care for the 3rd one, because I thought we were finally not going to get the villain from the first 2, and he was in the 3rd, and he was the villain again. Who knew?
He was the villain again.
Who knew? So that's why, yes, that movie's unfortunately going to be cashed, but that's because you're milking a cow. Literally milking the money cow, and that's what Avatar 3 is. But if you want to skip Avatar 3, just watch 1, because even 2 is a literal copy of the first one. So, I mean, literally, just go watch the original one. Forget the sequels. That's the one movie that I will say the sequels did not need to be made. It would have been fine with the standalone Avatar. just the first one. But that's my hot take with that one. So back to our last movie, which is Help Us. Send help. Send help. Which you need to send help to the stream because this recording is crazy. But yes, Send Help is basically about two colleagues. Now, based on the trailer that I've seen, it seemed like, let's just say there was some abusiveness or something where the roles got returned after a plane crash, and they're the only two to survive. And she has survival skills, and he really doesn't. And it's basically survival of the fittest, and more like she's hunting him, and she's calling the shots. And I don't know. It is at the end of January. I don't know if that will help it at all because technically it'll become a February movie technically, because it's like literally January 30th, the last day of the month. So because it's the last day of the month, it's automatically going to go to February. But I don't know. I feel like it reminded me. It wasn't the same, but it did remind me of that weird island movie, the one about like the people go on the island and then they age. I know it's not the same thing.
Old.
Yeah, but that's the vibes it gave me. But I don't know. I'm gonna say trash with this movie. I just think that. Oh, so yeah, technically, because I think this is a thriller. So technically, we had 3 horror movies. I mean, I don't consider the Chris Pratt. Yes, it'd be more sci-fi, or I don't know if that would be no, not sci-fi because that's realistic now because of the AI. But anyways, what would you classify that? Because that technically wouldn't be sci-fi, would it? Because that could actually happen.
Sci-fi.
Would it be sci-fi?
Suspense sci-fi. Yeah, because it has something to do with computerized, so it would be.
But why would it be sci-fi stuff that's not possible?
No, computers. Like anything that's dealing with computers is classified as.
I would just call it an action film, action/drama.
Sci-fi.
See what it's classified as, if you can.
You're talking about Mercy, right?
What?
Mercy, right?
Yeah, Mercy. What's the category for Mercy?
What genre of movie would Mercy count as?
Also, shout out to the dog that needs to go to the bathroom.
Depending on the specific film, some examples include supernatural horror, sci-fi thriller, drama, or even art horror. So you need to specify the year or stars to know for sure.
2026.
Sci-fi, cyber thriller, action, crime. So I was right.
No, good job. You're right. So yeah, sci-fi. So, but yeah. So, and it even said horror. So all 4 movies are horror.
No, this one is not.
Oh, okay. It was talking about a different one. Okay.
Yeah.
So never mind. So yeah, 3 of the 4 are horror movies almost, because I'm pretty sure the other one's a suspense thriller. So it's interesting that January became the horror month. And usually, like we said, movies are horror and box office. So will 2026 be the year it changes? I don't think so. I want to say Mercy will be cash. It probably will become trash, but I'm sticking with cash. It is interesting, like we said. So maybe the AI doesn't know what it's talking about that we just heard it say, which was crazy that it said it. It is crazy that it's the same director. So in theory, you're right, Day. In theory, could he come out later and say these are connected? Yes. But as of right now, he hasn't. But like you said, it is a little sus that it's the same director and the fact that he made the same movie. My only question is I would need to go see Minority Report and see if... I would just need to watch Minority Report and see if it's basically... Actually, you know what I'll do? I will, when we get off of here, I'll go watch the trailer, the original trailer for Minority Report, and then go watch the trailer for Mercy, just to see, based on trailers, what's the difference and if it could become a prequel. Because I don't know much about Minority Report, so I don't even know if it's possible for it to be a prequel or if it's just redoing the same thing.
Right.
So
be doing the same thing, but also
I think it could just be a reboot, and they don't want to call it a reboot.
Right.
But then you change it. You change names instead of Minority Report, because that's a big word. You just say Mercy, and then people go, "Oh, I saw Mercy." That's much better than saying, "Hey, I saw Minority Report." So, and it's weird how both movies start with an M. Minority Report, Mercy. So they both start with an M. So it's interesting. So that last one I said trash for Send Help. What does Davion say about Send Help?
Because there's always been films that were done in an island, and then it's January. I'm gonna say trash.
Woo! So it's almost a trashy month. Oh, did you say trash or cash for Mercy?
Mercy, I said to be continued.
That's right, because you won't give us an answer.
Correct.
But that's okay. Now to our next part, which I wanted Scott for this part. I should ask Scott if he is available to join us. Because I don't know. I guess me and you could do this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's
not bother Scott.
Huh?
Let's not bother Scott.
No, fine. Fine, we won't bother Scott. Alright, so this next part, we are going to do what's called a draft pick. We are going to pick our top, let's go with, hold on, let me see how many movies there are. There's one I need to add to this list, but one.
There's a couple. Mortal Kombat.
Fine, we'll add it, but
Mortal Kombat 2. You forgot Mortal Kombat 2.
I don't care about your Mortal Kombat 2.
I don't care either, but guess what? Put it on there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we missed Mortal Kombat. That's 14, and we missed Mario 2.
Mario Galaxy World.
Yeah, which is 2. It was sequel. So there's 15 movies. I'm gonna say we both get 7 each. Which actually no, let's just make things interesting. Let's do top 5, and then whatever 5's left goes to Scott.
Okay.
I want Scott. Hold on, because that would be perfect. Actually, if we can get Scott, we all get to pick 5. So let me hold on.
He gonna call Scott. Scott gonna yell. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott is going to get on him. Hey, Scott, if you're watching, you know your boy going to start.
He's not watching because this ain't live.
I know, but he is going to edit.
Well, that's fair. Hey, Scott, you available?
You know what? Let's just not bother Scott and go.
I've already texted him.
I told you multiple times not to do it.
I know, but I know Scott, and Scott's not going to yell at me. He saw my message.
You're not going to yell at
and
you.
And he's responding.
Ooh, child, things are going to be easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
Hold on. Okay. Ooh, child. Think it's gonna be easy. Ha! I see what you did there. The Chris Pratt reference.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, then we get it under. Don't get me wrong, I like Chris Pratt.
I like him, but I don't like that they started using him as the voice of everything. Which, actually, there's a news we could talk about that was just released yesterday, and I did not know this until yesterday. There is a certain casting that hold on. Go. Because this would be fun to have Scott. Scott is responding.
Okay.
And we will see, and we will be editing this. Sorry, Scott, we got a lot of editing for you to do in this stream, and we apologize. But
it's Rob's fault.
It's not my fault.
Rob's
maybe
fault.
the one part, but maybe not. But yeah.
Rob fart. Get it? Rob fart.
It's not my fault.
You didn't catch it. It went over your head. Rob fart.
While we wait on the wonderful Scott's response, I am going to say, so there is a movie. There is. I don't know what was recorded and not. Oh no! But I think everything was recorded until right then. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So back to what I was saying. So news came out that in Incredibles, your main villain is voiced by Jason Lee. Well, finds out this actor actually was offered the role and is regretting not becoming the voice. He turned it down, and that is Jack Black.
Oh, wow.
Jack Black was supposed to be the voice of Syndrome, the main villain in Incredibles. That is very interesting. I really think the only reason why he's saying that, in my opinion, is because of how much success he's had recently as Bowser.
Yeah.
I really think, and I hate to say it like that, but he realized that everybody loves him as a villain. And the fact that, yes, he's Poe from Kung Fu Panda. Yes, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he realizes that he does better as a villain. And he likes being a villain because he got to play a lot as Bowser. And gets to be Bowser in Mario too. So, so it's interesting. But yeah, he made that comment that it got released like today. It's been all over my feed about Jack Black regrets not turning down the role. So yeah. So there's your fun fact of the day. All right, so we're just gonna start this draft pick. We don't have Scott. Scott did give. Actually, here's what we'll do. Out of respect, he did give me his top 5 list, but that's not how we're gonna do it. I will go ahead and let him have the first pick because he's not here. He picked for. Okay, we are doing this wonderful draft. It's called a draft. It's our buddies from Duck Takes that came on the show. They did this recently, which gave me the idea. We are all going to pick 5, but the only thing is with Scott's list, he can't have all 5 of his because that's just not fair because he took all 5 of the good ones. But he took the best one, in my opinion, and we'll give it to him because he can't be here right now because he is busy. But Scott's first pick for this draft of 15 movies, which we do have 15 movies, and I'm going to just list them real quick.
Yeah, start them at 5.
We've got Doom Part 3, Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Toy Story 5, Scream 7, Jumanji 3, The Devil Wears Prada 2, Scary Movie 6, Fast X Part 2, Minions 3, Angry Birds 3, Fockers in Law, Air Bud Returns, Mortal Kombat, and Mario Galaxy. Those are going to be our 15 movies. And Scott took Avengers Doomsday.
Okay.
Which, yeah. So I'm taking Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Okay.
I already know what I think I know what Day's gonna take, but Day, what are you gonna take?
Since we're gonna go headstrong in this one,
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Devil Wears Prada.
Okay. That's shocking, but I understand. I'm gonna go with, let's see, for my second pick, or actually it'd be Scott's, but let me see what Scott's was again. I will let Scott have his. So what would it be? Scott's taking Toy Story 5. I will take. Can you guys still see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go ahead and take Scream 7. Because of Matthew Lillard coming back.
Screw you!
Yeah. So
Screw
Matthew
you.
Lillard coming back. You got McKenna Grace in this. That's enough for me to go see this. So Scream 7 is my number 2 pick.
Oh.
Yeah. I know you thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it.
Ooh, I
So
hate
what is
you.
your draft pick, mister?
Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, I had a feeling you were gonna pick that, and I was gonna troll you by stealing it. But that's funny that you picked it for your number 2 pick. That is interesting that you think Mortal Kombat is above the other 5 movies that we just, or would be over the other 9 movies that we're about to list. That is crazy.
Only because you took Scream 7.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so now it's Scott's turn. Scott takes Jumanji 3.
Okay.
So he took Jumanji 3. I'm going to take, just because this is in the nostalgia berries, and we love the good old nostalgia berries, because I will be in theaters to see this because I grew up with the franchise. But Air Bud returns.
Okay.
I will be there. So I'm taking Air Bud.
And I will take Scary Movie 6.
Of course you will. I was going to take 6 just to troll you, but that's fine. Okay, so for 4th pick, which that's funny, takes Minions 3. So Scott takes Minions 3. I will take Mario Part 2.
Okay.
What do you take, Day?
See, this one is hard because I'm going to go with Fast X Part 2.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, sir. Scott's gonna take, because I'm gonna be fair for him. Scott's gonna take Dune Part 3. Was my number off? What's left? Hold on. There should be, unless I miscounted. I know there's angry. Oh, okay. I will take Fockers in Law. And that leaves Day with taking Angry Birds 3.
Hey, I'll take it then.
So that is our this was a fun idea that was I took, which we're giving credit. I know other people do this stuff too, but I was originally inspired by the Duck Takes. We love them.
Yeah, he was.
And I saw their TikTok. They made this into a TikTok, and it was just a cool little thing that they're like, let's do a draft pick. And it was between 2 people, but I wanted to do it with 3 because we have Scott. And Scott got most of his picks because most of his top picks were was Doomsday, which I gave to him because that's a really good one. But I wasn't giving him Spider-Man because I will take Spider-Man.
Okay.
Because that's going to be cash automatically.
And Devil Wears Prada 2 is going to be definitely
It's interesting to see if these 15 movies that we just listed, it's going to be interesting to see which ones are actually cash and which ones will be trash. Yes, we think that every 15 one, depending on when Angry Birds comes out and depending on when Minions comes out, yes, those have been. I don't know about the Angry Birds movies. I don't know how successful they do. I know the Minions, but it's crazy to think this is like Minions 7, basically, because you had 4 Despicable Me's and now this is Minions 3. So you've had 7 movies of the franchise, almost like a Fast and Furious franchise. And also, the only thing I wasn't confirmed, and it's okay if you guys correct us in the comments, the only thing I was not confirmed with this list is if actually Fast and Furious Part 2 comes out. That was just on a website I saw, but I really haven't seen that it is actually coming out this year. It may come out next year, but I did want to clarify that, which I hope it does come out this year.
Yeah.
Because I am a Fast and Furious franchise, so when you grab that, I was like, ooh, but that's okay that you got that. And
Scary
so yeah,
Movie
that's
6, I think Scary Movie 6 is going to be one of those sleeper surprising.
I think it'll be smart. I don't know when it's supposed to come out, but it'd be very smart if it comes out around as Scream 7. Yeah. It would be hilarious if they come out the same month or even the same week. Because it is interesting. What was it? Oh, Dune Part 3 is competing with Avengers Doomsday on the same release date.
Oh,
I don't think that is smart at all.
Oh, wow.
That is not smart at all. Because there's no... I think that will hurt it. I think realistically that comes out... I think it's December 18th. I think that will realistically hurt Dune Part 3 because it's coming out on Avengers Doomsday. Because regardless, and I wish Scott was here for this, because Scott is the guy that goes, he's a little on the... He thinks the movie's going to fail. I don't want to really put words in his mouth, but he's basically said that he thinks Avengers Doomsday is going to fail because people have kind of fell off from Marvel. But the fact that you have Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans confirmed that they're coming back, obviously Robert, but because you got Chris Evans and that freaking poster, that freaking one of the trailers where you see freaking Jason in the X-Men outfit. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yes, the fact that he's in the X-Men 97, which it's going to be curious to know if that's a live-action X-Men 97 version.
And there's a possibility.
There's a possibility. We don't know.
No. There's a possibility.
Or will it be the Cyclops
no.
that we know, but just a different uniform? Because they were forced to wear the black suits in the original one.
Now, Rob.
What?
There's also a mystery cast and character resurrection back.
Oh, like a character's coming back?
Yes.
Okay.
But from a different universe.
Right. I mean...
Because in the MCU universe, he died.
Yes, you're saying it could be Quicksilver. We'll see.
Nope.
Oh, which character are you talking about?
They have cast a Black Panther.
I don't like that.
No, I'm cool with it.
No, we already have a Black Panther.
No, this is Shuri
is our Black Panther.
Yeah, but
we don't need no offense, but we do not need another Black Panther. We have Shuri, which she takes over in the comic books.
No.
And we already have we already have a new Black Panther according to the end of Black Panther 2, and it's the son of Chihuahua.
So that's who is going to be, but an older version.
We'll see. I have not seen that confirmed, so I'm not going to give my hopes up because that has not been. We'll see, but it'd be cool to see Quicksilver because we do have the X-Men. Oh no, that's not who you're talking about, but it could happen. We have the X-Men, and technically the Quicksilver is in the universe in a way, even though they made a joke on his name, but you never know. But yeah, so we got Avengers Doomsday, and I'm sorry, that movie, I think the big issue that Scott has with the movie, and I will say this because he has said it, he doesn't know what the budget's going to be on the movie, and that's fair. Because of the fact that you got a million cast coming back that are original X-Men, original Avengers, and the fact that you're paying $80 million to Robert Downey Jr. alone for the two movies, so $40 million. Him alone is $40 million to come as Dr. Doom. So it will be interesting to see how much the actual movie itself costs. Now, if the movie costs $1 billion by itself, that means that's got to get $2 billion. But it ain't the first time we've seen a movie cost so much and make back its money, which Avatar was a good example. Avatar 2 costed, I think, $1 billion and made $2 billion in the box office. So, I mean, we have seen it before.
Remember the movie Tropic Thunder when they had a film about a film?
We don't talk about Tropical Thunder, sir.
No, we will talk about Tropic Thunder.
No, if I can't say the things, you can't talk about Tropical Thunder either.
Oh, God. Okay.
Because that movie, that can't get away with it nowadays.
Yeah, it did. It got away with it.
No, I said nowadays it can't.
No, it got away with it.
There hasn't been another one of that.
No, meaning that movie is going to be
I'm saying if that movie was to be made today, that movie would not be able to be made if it was made today, is what I'm trying to say. If it was made today, like we refilmed it, it was never made until today, that movie would be canceled and those actors would be canceled. You can't tell me it's not. They would be canceled. If Robert Downey Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, comment down below. Do you think if Tropic Thunder was able to be made
We're talking about the Robert Downey Jr. movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You mean a Ben Stiller?
Robert Downey Jr. is in that.
Yeah.
Yes. That's all I know from the movie is because I've seen the memes.
A dude that plays the dude that sounds like a dude.
But I'm sorry. I don't think personally that movie could be made today. And I think the movie would be canceled and the actors that did what they did would be canceled as well. I do believe that nowadays because we live in a snowflake world. I don't think this generation can take that kind of humor. I don't care if the movie is done good ever since. I'm just saying I don't think it can be remade and be successful and not be canceled.
It would be a cult classic.
I'm just saying. But so that is today's episode. We did a lot. Scott's got a lot of editing. Sorry, Scott. I tried helping as best as I can when I say edit this. But we missed you. We hope to see you on the next episode.
Yes, please come back.
Please come back. Don't leave me alone with Day.
Don't leave me alone with Rob.
Please don't leave me alone with this guy.
You see what I gotta deal with?
You left us two alone. We need an adult to keep us behaved.
Yeah, because we act like children.
Yeah, which I learned from the best, which is this guy right here.
And I learned from the best.
Well, hey Scott, you can also edit this part out, or you can keep it. On that note, that's Davion.
Hey.
And I'm Robert Manning. And this is Tales from the Film Set. Woo!